Imagine a family so deeply embedded in American political history that their name alone evokes both admiration and disdain. A family that has ascended to the pinnacle of power, only to be engulfed in one scandal after another. For over 3 decades, this family has not only shaped the political landscape of America but has become synonymous with controversy, corruption, and ruthless ambition. Whether you see them as pioneers of progress or as the embodiment of political manipulation, there's no denying the sheer force the Clintons have wielded over the nation. But what happens when a family so powerful becomes entangled in some of the most infamous scandals in modern history? What are the real stories behind the headlines, the investigations, and the accusations? From Bill Clinton's meteoric rise and dramatic fall, to Hillary's contentious presidential bids, to the lesser-known, but equally controversial, members of the family, today we are diving deep into the Clintons' dark history. This is a story of ambition, power, and secrets, a story that is far from over. Bill Clinton's rise to power, the ambition of a Southern governor before the world knew Bill Clinton as the 42nd President of the United States. He was the ambitious governor of Arkansas with dreams of national prominence. Born in 1946 in Hope, Arkansas, William Jefferson Clinton quickly made a name for himself as a brilliant, charming, and driven young politician. But as he climbed the political ladder, whispers of scandal followed him every step of the way. Even before stepping into the national spotlight, Bill Clinton's political career was marred by allegations of corruption, infidelity, and unethical behavior. Clinton's rise began in earnest when he became Attorney General of Arkansas in 1977, and later, its youngest governor in 1979. His tenure as governor was not without controversy. Early in his career, he faced a string of local scandals, including allegations of misuse of power and improper influence in state contracts. These early years foreshadowed the future. But it wasn't just his political decisions that garnered attention. His personal life soon became a matter of public interest. Gennifer Flowers and early allegations of infidelity. One of the earliest and most damaging personal scandals came to light in the early 1990s when Gennifer Flowers, a former Arkansas state employee, claimed to have had a 12-year affair with Clinton. While Clinton initially denied the allegations, the media frenzy that followed marked the beginning of his reputation as a politician with a wandering eye. Flowers later produced audio tapes of conversations that appeared to support her claims, further fueling the fire. This scandal, however, wasn't enough to derail his ambitions. Clinton's charisma and political savvy allowed him to overcome the controversy and press forward. As Clinton set his sights on the presidency, he carried with him not just the baggage of his personal indiscretions, but a growing list of political controversies tied to his time as governor of Arkansas. However, this was just the beginning of a series of scandals that would follow him into the Oval Office. With his personal life already under scrutiny, Bill Clinton's presidential run would catapult him onto the national stage, and into the center of some of the most infamous political scandals in American history. The Clinton presidency scandals that shook the nation. Bill Clinton's presidency, from 1993 to 2001, was one of the most scandal-ridden in modern history. While his policy achievements, such as welfare reform, economic growth, and the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, are often highlighted, his administration was marked by a series of controversies that would ultimately define his legacy. Whitewater, the scandal that won't die. One of the earliest and most enduring controversies surrounding the Clintons during Bill's presidency was the Whitewater scandal. Whitewater involved a failed real estate investment that Bill and Hillary had made in the 1970s with their friends, Jim and Susan McDougal. The real estate venture turned into a financial disaster, and questions arose about whether the Clintons had used their political influence to benefit from the venture. The scandal became the subject of multiple investigations, with critics alleging that the Clintons had engaged in a range of illegal activities, including fraud and conspiracy. Although no direct evidence ever emerged to prove that the Clintons had committed any crimes, the constant cloud of suspicion hung over Bill Clinton's presidency. The investigation into Whitewater would later spiral into a broader inquiry that would eventually lead to the infamous Monica Lewinsky scandal. Monica Lewinsky and the impeachment, arguably the most famous scandal in American political history, the Monica Lewinsky affair nearly destroyed Bill Clinton's presidency. In 1998, news broke that Clinton had engaged in a sexual relationship with Monica Lewinsky, a 22-year-old White House intern. Initially, Clinton vehemently denied the allegations, famously stating, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." But as evidence mounted, including a now infamous blue dress stained with Clinton's DNA, the president was forced to admit that he had lied under oath. The Lewinsky scandal quickly became a national obsession, and the subsequent impeachment trial rocked the country. Clinton was charged with perjury and obstruction of justice, becoming only the second president in U.S. history to be impeached by the House of Representatives. Although he was ultimately acquitted by the Senate and remained in office, the scandal left a lasting stain on his presidency and forever altered the public's perception of the Clintons. Other allegations of sexual misconduct. The Lewinsky affair wasn't the only accusation of sexual misconduct leveled against Bill Clinton. Throughout his political career, multiple women came forward with allegations of inappropriate behavior, harassment, and even rape. One of the most serious allegations came from Juanita Broaddrick, who claimed that Clinton had raped her in 1978 while he was Attorney General of Arkansas. Clinton has consistently denied these accusations, but they have continued to haunt him long after leaving office. As Bill Clinton's presidency came to an end, another Clinton was just beginning to assert her influence on the national stage. And with Hillary's rise came a new wave of scandals and controversies that would define the next chapter of the Clinton family saga. Hillary Clinton, from First Lady to political powerhouse. If Bill Clinton's scandals are largely rooted in his personal conduct, Hillary Clinton's controversies stem from her unique role as a political figure who has constantly been at the center of power. As First Lady, Hillary redefined the role by actively involving herself in policy, particularly in healthcare reform. But as her political ambitions grew, so did the controversies that surrounded her. Travelgate, the first scandal. One of the first scandals Hillary faced during her time as First Lady was Travelgate, a controversy that erupted in 1993 when the White House Travel Office staff was abruptly fired. Critics accused Hillary of orchestrating the firings to make way for her political allies and business associates to take over the office. Although the Clintons defended their actions as an effort to root out corruption, the scandal became an early test of Hillary's reputation for transparency and ethical governance. Subsequent investigations cleared her of any wrongdoing, but the damage to her public image had already been done. Vince Foster's death and conspiracy theories. In 1993, Vince Foster, a longtime friend of the Clintons and deputy White House counsel, was found dead in an apparent suicide. Foster's death became the subject of intense conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that the Clintons were involved in foul play. Although multiple investigations, including those conducted by the FBI and independent counsels, concluded that Foster had taken his own life, the scandal continues to fuel speculation and conspiracy theories to this day. For Hillary, the Foster controversy became another instance of how even the most personal tragedies could be weaponized by her political enemies. The email scandal. As Hillary transitioned from First Lady to a U.S. Senator and then Secretary of State, she continued to amass power and controversy. One of the most damaging scandals of her political career came to light during her 2016 presidential campaign, the private email server. It was revealed that during her tenure as Secretary of State, Hillary had used a private email server for official government business, including the transmission of classified information. Critics argued that this practice endangered national security and violated federal record-keeping laws. The FBI launched an investigation into the matter, which concluded that while Hillary had been extremely careless in her handling of classified information, there was not enough evidence to charge her with a crime. However, the email scandal became a central issue in the 2016 election, with Donald Trump and other critics using it as proof of Hillary's alleged dishonesty and corruption. Benghazi, the tragedy that defined her. Another major controversy that plagued Hillary Clinton's career was the 2012 attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, which resulted in the deaths of 4 Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens. At the time, Hillary was serving as Secretary of State, and critics accused her and the Obama administration of failing to adequately protect American personnel in Libya and then misleading the public about the nature of the attack. Several congressional investigations were launched, with Republicans seeking to hold Hillary personally accountable for the tragedy. Although the investigations found no evidence of misconduct or dereliction of duty, the Benghazi controversy continued to haunt Hillary throughout her 2016 presidential campaign, cementing her image in the eyes of many voters as a politician who could not be trusted. While Hillary's political career has been defined by scandals and controversies, her ambitions have not been derailed. But as she set her sights on the White House, the Clinton family's past controversies became ammunition for a new generation of political adversaries. Chelsea Clinton, the heir to a controversial legacy. Although Chelsea Clinton has largely stayed out of the political limelight, she has not been immune to the controversies that have plagued her parents. Born into a political dynasty, Chelsea grew up in the public eye, and as an adult, she has found herself in positions of influence, both through her work with the Clinton Foundation and her foray into the corporate world. However, as the child of two of the most controversial figures in American politics, Chelsea's own career has been marked by the family's complicated legacy. Clinton Foundation controversies. One of the biggest points of contention surrounding the Clinton family in recent years has been the Clinton Foundation. Founded in 1997, the foundation has been praised for its charitable work, but it has also faced allegations of pay-to-play politics and conflicts of interest. Critics argue that the foundation served as a vehicle for wealthy donors, some with dubious intentions, to gain access to the Clintons in exchange for donations. Chelsea, who serves on the foundation's board, has been directly involved in the organization's operations, raising questions about whether the foundation's activities have compromised her integrity. The foundation came under particular scrutiny during Hillary's tenure as Secretary of State, with some accusing the Clintons of using the foundation to secure financial contributions from foreign governments in exchange for political favors. While no evidence of direct quid pro quo has been found, the mere perception of impropriety has dogged the foundation, and Chelsea, ever since. Corporate ties and criticism. After graduating from Stanford University and earning advanced degrees from Oxford and Columbia, Chelsea Clinton briefly worked for consulting giant McKinsey & Company and later joined NBC News as a special correspondent. Her lucrative corporate positions, coupled with her role at the foundation, have led some to accuse Chelsea of benefiting from nepotism and leveraging her family name for personal gain. While Chelsea has worked to carve out her own identity, it's clear that the controversies surrounding her family continue to follow her into every aspect of her career. As Chelsea grapples with the weight of her family's legacy, the question remains: will she continue to carry the Clinton torch, or will she step away from the limelight to forge her own path? The Clinton Foundation, charity or corruption? The Clinton Foundation has been a major part of the Clinton family's public image, billed as a global charitable organization that works to combat issues such as poverty, HIV, AIDS, and climate change. However, it has also been the subject of intense scrutiny and allegations of corruption, with critics accusing the foundation of being little more than a slush fund for the Clintons and their political allies. Pay-to-play allegations. One of the most persistent accusations against the Clinton Foundation is that it operated on a pay-to-play model, where wealthy donors could buy access to the Clintons in exchange for making large contributions. This issue came to a head during Hillary Clinton's time as Secretary of State, when emails revealed that top foundation donors were given special access to the State Department. Although no concrete evidence has ever emerged that proves wrongdoing, the mere appearance of impropriety has fueled ongoing speculation about the true purpose of the foundation. Foreign donations and conflicts of interest. The foundation's acceptance of large donations from foreign governments and foreign individuals has also raised red flags. Critics argue that these donations represent a conflict of interest, particularly given Hillary's position as Secretary of State. The most controversial of these donations came from governments such as Saudi Arabia, which have questionable human rights records. While the Clintons have defended the foundation's work as being purely charitable, the optics of accepting such donations while holding political office has tarnished the family's reputation. As the controversies surrounding the Clinton Foundation continue to swirl, the question of whether it truly serves the greater good or is merely a vehicle for influence peddling remains at the heart of the debate. The Clinton legacy scandals and their impact on America. The Clintons' influence on American politics is undeniable. Bill Clinton's presidency redefined the Democratic Party, pulling it toward the center with policies that were both praised and criticized. Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, has been a trailblazer for women in politics, running 2 high-profile presidential campaigns and serving as a powerful figure in Washington. But the scandals that have surrounded the family have cast a long shadow over their legacy. The impact on trust in government. One of the most significant consequences of the Clinton scandals has been a growing distrust in government institutions. From the Whitewater investigation to the Lewinsky scandal to Hillary's email controversy, the perception of dishonesty and corruption has contributed to a broader cynicism among the American public. The Clintons are seen by many as emblematic of a political elite that is out of touch with ordinary citizens, more concerned with power and influence than with serving the people. divisiveness and partisan politics. The Clintons have also been a polarizing force in American politics. While they have a loyal base of supporters, their critics, particularly on the right, view them as corrupt, power-hungry figures who will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. This polarization has contributed to the deepening divide in American politics, with each side viewing the Clintons as either champions of progress or symbols of everything wrong with the system. As we consider the Clintons' legacy, we must also reflect on how their scandals and controversies have shaped the American political landscape, and what lessons can be learned from their rise to power. The Clinton dynasty. What's next for America's most controversial family? As of today, the Clintons remain a fixture in American political life. Although Bill and Hillary are no longer in office, their influence continues to be felt, both through their foundation and through the political careers of their allies. But what does the future hold for America's most controversial political family? Hillary's enduring influence. Despite losing 2 presidential elections, Hillary Clinton remains an influential figure in the Democratic Party. Her endorsements carry weight, and she continues to be a prominent voice on issues ranging from women's rights to foreign policy. While it's unlikely she will seek office again, her presence in American politics is far from over. Chelsea's future. As for Chelsea, the future is less certain. While she has largely avoided the political spotlight, there are persistent rumors that she may one day follow in her parents' footsteps and run for office. If she does, Chelsea will face the challenge of carrying the Clinton name, both a powerful legacy and a heavy burden, given the controversies that have plagued her family. The legacy of scandals and ambition. The Clintons' story is one of ambition, power, and controversy. They have shaped modern American politics in profound ways, but their legacy is marred by scandal. Whether you view them as pioneers or as symbols of corruption, one thing is certain: the Clintons have left an indelible mark on the Unity *ed states. As their influence endures, so too does the question: what will history ultimately say about America's most controversial political family? Only time will tell.